talk about the 5 factors of frizz. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Courtney and I am just enjoying this journey to healthy hair using the Curly Girl method. And if you are brand new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell because I have a lot of videos coming up, a lot of good ideas swimming around in my brain for ways to help you do the Curly Girl method more effectively. All right, so today I'm gonna be honest. The reason that I'm filming this video today is that I don't wanna do my hair. I'm not gonna show you my finger that's cut because that would be inappropriate, but it's that middle one. And I cut the very end of my finger and you would not believe how hard it is to wash your hair when the end of your finger is split. I swear, every hair is just trying to go in there, and trying to wear a Band-Aid and wash your hair is no good either. So I have been thinking about these 5 factors to frizz for quite a while now, and I thought it would be a fantastic opportunity to take advantage of my cut finger and sit down and just film this video for you guys. So without further ado, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Let me tell you a little bit about how I approach frizz. Frizz is essentially a hair that has escaped out of its curl clump. It said, bye guys, I don't want to hang out with you anymore, and I'm just gonna stick off over here on my own. I am not having a particularly frizzy day, but there's some right there, and you can see that these hairs that look like frizz have just decided that they don't want to be in a curl clump, and I can kind of like tell them to go into a curl clump or at least lay kind of closer to the rest of my hair, and it looks a little better. Basically, frizz is your hair's way of trying to tell you something. So if you are noticing a bunch of really short, broken off pieces of frizz, there's something your hair's trying to tell you. If you are noticing that just the bottom underneath is coming completely unclumped and not staying together and there are no curl clumps, it's just a great big wad of fluffy frizz, your hair's trying to tell you something. Frizz is your hair's way of saying, hold up, hold on, wait, help! There's something not quite right here. Frizz is one of those #1 questions I get asked about, and to be honest, doing the Curly Girl method, there will be a small amount of frizz factor even on your most absolutely fantastic perfect hair day. And that is because not every single hair is going to be the exact same length. You will have some shorter pieces because of natural hair fall. As you shed and a new hair starts to grow, it's naturally going to be shorter than the rest of your hair. So there will always be a hair that is slightly shorter than the rest of all of your hairs. Also, there will always be a hair that does not want to stay in its curl clump. It just wants to escape. So there are always going to be some amounts of frizz, but there are some things that you can do to minimize the frizz. But just know that there are some days where you're just really going to have to lean into the frizz and use it to your advantage, aka all the volume. Woo! Some days we go for definition and some days we go for volume. Anyway, all right, so the first question I have for you, if you are really struggling with frizz, is, especially this time of year, have you checked your products recently for glycerin? Changes in the weather can very drastically affect your hair, and there is a good chance that depending on where you live, in the summer the dew points were very friendly and conducive to glycerin, whereas when we move into the fall and cooler weather, the glycerin in your products is wreaking havoc on your hair. So first off, stop what you're doing, go check out my video all about glycerin and dew points. That will teach you exactly how to read your ingredients label and know which dew points are conducive to use glycerin and which ones are not. Little caveat, in that video, I did mess up. I mentioned one shampoo that does contain glycerin. What I did is I actually copied and pasted every single ingredients list from every single product I mentioned in that video into a Word document, and I did a word search for glycerin. Turns out that the ingredients list for that shampoo that I pulled off of what I thought was a good website to pull it off of, just for whatever reason didn't have glycerin listed in it. I also read all the bottles, but after you read, I think there was maybe 10 products in that video. After you read all those ingredients labels, anyway, I just missed it. So keep in mind that I do have a lot of really good product recommendations for glycerin-free products in that video, except for the one shampoo that I made a boo-boo on. I'm sorry. Shampoo you do rinse out of your hair. Theoretically, the glycerin won't affect you in rinse out products, but if you're extremely glycerin sensitive, there are other glycerin-free shampoo options. Secondly, the next thing that I would ask you if you are really struggling with frizz is, when was the last time you clarified and deep conditioned your hair? Frizz can be induced by buildup. If each hair strand is just completely coated and gunked up with product that has just built up over time through refreshing and cleansing your hair less because we're doing the curly girl method, there's a good chance that that product buildup is going to keep those individual hair strands from going into their curl clumps. Let's say you were using this product 1, 2, 3 times and your hair was looking great, and each successive time you used the product, your hair got slightly worse and heavier and strange feeling. It's possible that that product was building up on your hair. As a person who is incredibly fine-haired and more on the wavy side than the curly side, my hair is extremely prone to buildup, and I tend to clarify my hair very often, sometimes once a week, but always twice a month. Every 2 weeks I have clarified my hair, if not more. I don't tend to clarify my hair more often than once a week, but my question to you is, when was the last time you clarified your hair? And for a good basic clarify and deep condition, I have found it really hard to beat the Anasi Soothing Mint Sulfate-Free Clarifying Shampoo and the Anasi Mango Hemp Mask. Guys, these are awesome. Seriously, so good. They are balanced. This one has some protein and some moisture in it. This cleanses my fine, barely wavy hair without overstripping it. It does have this ingredient in it called C14, C16 olefin sulfonate, that if you plug it into curlsbot.com, it will say that it's either not curly girl approved or curly curl approved with caution, because that is about the strongest surfactant below a sulfate. It's not a sulfate, but it really wants to be a sulfate. So this is sulfate free, but it works perfectly when you go to clarify. With that olefin sulfonate in it, I do always go ahead and grab the Anasi Mango Hemp hair mask when I do these two. That has been my best results, my best anti-frizz-free results. I do have a coupon code for Anasi. I'll write it right here on the screen. It is an affiliate link. I was sent these products. Thank you so much, Anasi. It saves you just a little bit of money when you use it, if you would like to try these out. These have been my go-to for clarify and deep condition when I'm dealing with product buildup. My next question, if you are really struggling with frizz, would be, how is your protein moisture balanced? If your hair is over moisturized, it will be frizzy. I know that seems crazy to think that your hair is just so hydrated that it's become frizzy. There actually can be some damage caused by putting too much moisture into your hair. That cuticle will actually swell up, and yeah, that's not good. So this is what my hair looks like when it's over moisturized. It's a very specific sort of look. You can see that the top is really, really straight and there's just a slight bend at the end. And the frizz that I have is just sticking straight up on end. It's not like normal frizz that like kind of curls around. No, it's like standing on end. But the biggest indicator to me when my hair is over moisturized is that my curls fall extremely quickly and my hair feels damp even when it's dry. In this picture, I know I look ridiculous with that face, but I was truly sad and droopy and overwatered. I looked like an overwatered flower. Not really, but my hair, I had washed my hair the day before. This picture was taken around 6 p.m. in the afternoon. I had put a small, tiny amount of water on my hair at 7 in the morning and then diffused my hair. It felt damp. My hair here felt wet. I would grab my hair in 2 ponytail sections and I would squeeze down on it pretty hard. And at the nape of my neck is where it still felt the most damp because, anyway, that's just where my hair tends to feel the most damp when I'm over moisturized. And when I grabbed my hair in between these 2 ponytails, I could not feel the individual hair strands in my hair. Like I can feel the individual hair strands now, but here I couldn't. It just felt like wet, nasty, clammy mush. And it actually did mush a little bit in my hands. So when your hair is wildly over moisturized and you're having some frizz, what I do is I grab the gasp, the Suave Daily Clarifying Shampoo. When you're over moisturized, you gotta dry out your hair a little bit, and sulfates are a perfect way to do that. I've talked about this before on my channel. This is not Curly Girl approved. I am not strict Curly Girl. I don't necessarily follow every single rule that they have. So I do tend to reach for this when I'm over moisturized because it is very effective at helping me correct that issue. It does have sodium lauryl sulfate in it, which is not the harshest sulfate, but it's still a very good effective sulfate. Then I will go in with the Curl Junkie Repair Me treatment. This is the most efficient and effective way to correct my hair from being over moisturized. This is an actual protein treatment, but it doesn't make my hair feel stiff and brittle and unhealthy. It just brings it back to where it needs to be. I have done gelatin treatments, I have done rice water rinses, and those are a whole lot of fun and those are helpful, but I have to do multiple gelatin treatments. I have to do multiple rice water rinses when it's as over moisturized as I was showing in the picture. I can do one treatment of the Curl Junkie Repair Me and then use some protein in my stylers and my hair will then go back to being balanced. This is just the easiest way to do it. I treat this like it's a deep conditioner in the sense that I clarify and then I put this on with a plastic shower cap and my towel on my head and then I let it sit for about 30 minutes. I would recommend you try it for less than 30 minutes for the first time, putting it on your hair. Maybe about 15, rinse it out, see how your hair feels. But I know that when my hair is wildly over moisturized, 30 minutes is not too much for this product to sit on my hair. Another factor in the frizz is going back to the protein moisture balance. Does your hair have too much protein? Too much protein can also cause frizz. And here's a picture of my hair when I have too much protein on it. You can see that it actually looks kind of dull and stretched out. It still has some wave to it, but like, let's be hypercritical here. It's not its shiniest, its bounciest, or its waviest that it's ever been. Also, you can see at the top, there's all this frizz, but it's like curled over and like snarly looking. My hair actually felt kind of Velcro-y in this picture. It felt rough to the touch. Like my hair right now feels fairly smooth and soft, but in this picture, when I ran my hand on it, it felt rough and strange and dry, and it felt like each individual hair was just clinging to the other, aka Velcro hair. Like right now, I can easily separate my hair and pull it apart without each individual hair strand clinging to the other. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I had to try real hard to get my hair this over proteined. I was going through a phase where I thought that more protein equaled tighter curl pattern. Clearly that's not the case, but here I did a rice water rinse. I didn't deep condition afterwards. I used all protein heavy stylers, and this was the result. Stretched out, slightly angry hair. Now, thank goodness for me, too much protein is fairly easy to fix. Protein buildup, you've got an excess of protein on the outside of the hair. So the easiest way for me is to, again, even though your hair is feeling incredibly dry and upset, is to grab the Suave Daily Clarifying Shampoo. It has a sulfate in here, which will pull all that protein off. It also has a hard water buildup remover, so that also helps any proteins that are very stubbornly bound to your hair cuticle that you really need to get off because it's too much. It goes ahead and pulls all that off, and then when your hair feels desperately dry and you are really struggling, I grab the Jessie Curl Deep Treatment. This is protein free. This is immensely hydrating, and it has this has come through for me so many times. If all you wanted to do was have this as your clarifier and this as your deep conditioner and then the Curl Junkie for your protein, you'd be set. All of your clarify and deep conditions you'd be set. If you do use these, you are, for me, as a fine-haired, barely wavy person, I do tend to swing wildly in between too much moisture and too much protein when I am only relying on these. That is why I mentioned the Mango Hemp, because it has moisture and it has protein, so it's going to be somewhere in the middle. These are the two extremes of your moisture and your protein. So there you go. Once you've gotten your protein moisture balance figured out, you might not be reaching for these quite so often, but you have them on hand in case something tragic happens. You can pull yourself back from the brink. I hope that makes sense. The last factor of Frizz that has really affected my hair is the amount of product I'm using. If I use too much product, if I don't use enough product, and if I'm not using enough water when I style my hair. Those things are extremely important when I'm styling my hair. I have to have the right balance of water and product in my hair in order to have zero to minimal frizz. Go ahead and also watch my curl clump video, my hacks to curl clumps, because that is the routine that I use when I want zero frizz and all the definition. It pulls all those stray hairs into curl clumps, and in that video you can really see the amount of water and product that I use. I'm gonna go ahead and show you here what works best for me. And this is something I wish I had done a long time ago. So a lot of times you have these fantastic products that are in tubs, and it can be extremely hard to tell how much product you're pulling in and out of the tub. If you've watched my wash day fail video, you know what I'm talking about. I grabbed way too much of this product. I have a love affair with products with a pump, because then you know exactly how much product you're putting into your hand every time you use it. But if you have a tub, you can go to your kitchen or go to the Walmart and buy a very cheap teaspoon measurer. I find that a teaspoon of product works perfectly for my hair. I know that sounds like not very much, but you'd be surprised at how much a teaspoon is when you put it in your hands. So here I am. I've got my teaspoon. I'm measuring it. And that is a teaspoon of product. That is plenty for my hair. And that is a very easy way to make sure that you're getting consistent measurements on awesome products that are in a jar. So there you have it with your product. If there's not enough product in your hair, it can't pull your hair strands into their curl clumps and kind of hold them in their curl clump families. If you have way too much product in your hair is gonna feel weighed down, and then you may be susceptible to product buildup frizz, but we already know how to fix that, so that's good. So using the right amount of product for your hair is the trick. And I'll go ahead and tell you real quick, I tend to be medium to high porosity. I have very, very fine hair, meaning that when I grab a single hair strand and I hold it out to the side and roll it between my fingers, I cannot feel the hair. I don't know that I'm holding a hair unless I'm pulling it hard enough that it's tugging at my scalp. My hair is so baby fine that I can't feel it. And with my hair being that fine, I have pretty high density hair, meaning that you can't see too terribly much of my scalp. And when I pull all my hair back into a low ponytail, I have about that much hair. So I have a whole bunch of hairs on my head, and I'm high porosity, so my hair soaks up a lot of product. So I know exactly how much product my hair needs in order to be in that sweet spot of using just enough product to hold my hair in its curl clumps without weighing it down and making it producty. And I'm gonna throw in one bonus Frizz factor for you because we are in fall. This is sweater weather and scarf weather. If you are wearing a very warm, fuzzy, fluffy coat or fuzzy, fluffy sweater or a nice wool scarf, there is a good chance that your hair rubbing back and forth as you walk down the street sipping your pumpkin latte, those hairs are going to get pulled out of their curl clumps because they're rubbing on that rougher material, and your hair is going to seem frizzier because of the clothing that you wear. This sweater is kind of fuzzy, but it's generally smooth to the touch. My very dry hands, I talked about this in my microfiber towel video. Dang, how many videos can I reference in one video? Self-plug, and another self-plug. Anyway, in that video I talked about how when you run your hand on a microfiber cloth, you can feel the microfiber clinging to every dry patch on your hands. If you feel that same effect with the clothing that you're wearing, there's a high chance that that sweater will pull strands of hair out of their curl clumps, creating frizz. This sweater, I don't feel that. It's not doing that, so I have a lower chance of my hairs getting frizzified from the awesome sweater that I'm wearing. All right, guys, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. I love getting to chat with y'all down in the comments. If this video was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends because the frizz is real. All right, I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to y'all later.